Well, happy Friday, everyone. Welcome to June. I'm Chris Brown. This is your weekend review from ClarkCountyToday.com. Our biggest local story this week, Clark County finally appears to have a new manager. The council on Thursday unanimously voted to offer a contract to Sean Hennessy, who is currently city administrator in Pleasant Hill, Missouri. The hiring comes a year after former county manager Mark McCauley was fired, and just a day after Hennessy and the other two finalists answered questions in a public forum. Read more about Hennessy's background and qualifications at ClarkCountyToday.com. Congresswoman Jamie Herrera Butler was back in her district Tuesday to host her 8th annual job fair at Warehouse 23. The battleground Republican sat down with reporter Eric Schwartz for a wide-ranging interview that touched on tolling, her opposition to a GOP attempt to repeal Obamacare, the strength of the Trump economy, and, of course, jobs. Herrera Butler drew a stark comparison between her first job fair and this year's rendition, noting the desperate nature of attendees during the inaugural event as the economy was gripped in a deep recession. With an 18-year low in unemployment, there was no such desperation from job seekers Tuesday. Eric is working on a full story, including much more from the Congresswoman. Watch for that soon at ClarkCountyToday.com. Should Clark County lift its 2014 ban on marijuana businesses? That was the topic of a marathon work session Wednesday evening. The Clark County Council took in nearly 3 hours of testimony from people on both sides of the issue. Opponents worry about health and the community at large, as well as children and public safety. Industry supporters say it would bring in high-paying jobs and tax revenue. Sales of marijuana could have brought around $625,000 in revenue to the county, according to estimates. The council plans to continue the conversation after digesting all of that information, so stay tuned. Last Monday was Memorial Day, which traditionally marks the start of the 100 deadliest days for teen drivers between then and Labor Day. I spoke with a Seattle law firm tracking the numbers, which says Clark County was second worst in the state when it comes to teen drivers and fatal or serious injury crashes. Teenager-involved crashes rise about 15% over the summer months. Senior baseball players from Southwest Washington high schools always get together this week for 2 All-Star games to put a cap on the season. At the end of the night, 2 players are selected as the MVPs. For the past decade, that MVP plaque comes with a name: U.S. Army Corporal Jeremiah Jewel Johnson. He was a former baseball player from Prairie High School who died after suffering injuries in Iraq in 2007. His family and the Evergreen Baseball Umpires Association have given scholarships in Jeremiah's name to the 2 MVPs every year since his passing. When he played baseball, he dreamed of the major leagues, Jeremiah's dad told ClarkCountyToday.com's Paul Valencia. That dream didn't materialize, but his next dream was to serve. The kids need to follow their dreams. In other sports news, nearly 6 months after winning a state football championship, the Hawkinson Hawks still remember all the little details of that day, from waking up at 3 a.m. due to a fire alarm at the hotel, to playing the title game at 10 a.m. in the Tacoma Dome, then being able to celebrate well into Sunday. That was December 2nd, 2017, and we're calling it the best day of the high school sports calendar for the 2017-18 year. We checked in with some of the Hawks this week. Life, they say, has changed as champions. Most of it comes from the joy of being able to share the title with the Hawkinson community. You can check out that awesome story at ClarkCountyToday.com. Hey, if you have a story idea, you can send it to us via email, news@ClarkCountyToday.com, or be part of the conversation at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And that's your week in review from ClarkCountyToday.com. I'm Chris Brown. For all of us, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.